there's some cool stuff going on the Poway Facebook pages about the Canyonization of Poway Road, which is they're building a lot of apartment complexes, condos that are very close to Poway Road, so it makes it look like it's turning into a city. And a lot of the old timers in Poway that have been here since the 60s and 70s are opposed to it. But also there's a political angle to it, that there's a lot of the Democrats are against it because our city council is all Republican. So they bring it up. There was actually a letter to the editor in the paper complaining about the Canyonization, how awful it is, and then people have responded to it. That's why I don't visit Poway anymore. It looks awful, and think of all the traffic that once these things get built. Well, first of all, the traffic's not going to be that much worse than it is right now. But without actually getting into the discussion, we have some local people here that all of them that I really like. There's John Riley, who actually has a podcast that you guys should check out. And his response always is, there's a housing shortage in California. We need to build housing. And even if it's not low-income housing, the middle-income housing provides a move-up, so it provides housing for the low-income people. So basically he's saying, even though these condos are costing $500,000 and $600,000, as people move into it, it empties out lower-cost apartments and lower-cost other condos. So what it does is creates again, even though the actual thing not getting built is not low-income housing, it provides more opportunities as you build more housing for the low-income housing to be filled by the move-up people. So the presumption that John Riley makes is that we're a mobile society. The upper class, the middle class has an opportunity to become upper class. The lower class has an opportunity to become middle class. That's the way America's always been. And you know that in your life itself, as you were a young kid, you were renting an apartment, then you bought a condo, or in my case, and then bought a house. I moved up from lower class to to middle class, but now that I'm old, I'm getting back to lower class again. But that's the great thing about the more construction, the more you build, it provides more opportunity and more housing for everybody. So it's a good thing. Well, that's opposed by Chris Cruz, who is an advocate for let's get the city council. And again, I've explained her situation before, where she's really not that interested in solving the problem. You know, let's just stop building. And that's her whole take on it. Let's stop building everything so we can, and it's the fault of the city council. They're taking money from developers. They're making themselves wealthy by allowing construction without understanding the other part of the way America works is people have private property rights, and they can build whatever they want on their property within the zoning regulations of the city. And certainly some of the regulations have been softened and changed around, so it allows them to build a little bit higher density apartments. But again, that's what the market is. We don't want to be building $1 million, $2 million homes along Poway Road. We want to build high density apartments because that's the need in California for housing. And so Chris Cruz opposes any building, anything. It's got to stay the way it is. And we all know in your neighborhood, wherever it is, California or Texas or Florida, that they don't stay the same. They always grow. There's something, we're always adding more things because we're in a growth economy. More and more people need more and more housing. And so we need to provide that. So that's what's happening. And it's funny to watch how it's always the opposing side. I mean, don't get me wrong, John Riley's not a Republican. And don't get me wrong, Chris Cruz is I think wants what's best for Poway. But I don't think that Chris has the right idea and just uses it for political purposes, not to really solve any problems.